Do you think that finishing a working prototype means that you're almost finished with product development? Well, think again. A working prototype is just one piece of the puzzle, and mistaking it for the whole picture can cost you big. Before you start prototyping, you gotta hear this. Prototyping isn't product development. It's just one part of the process. A lot of companies believe that once they've got a working prototype, something that they can hold and test and show off, their product is nearly ready for market. It's an easy mistake to make. A working prototype feels like big progress, but here's the truth. Prototyping is just one step in the product development process. And if you focus on getting that prototype to function too much, you might miss the bigger picture of what makes your product successful. Prototypes prove that it works. A product development helps it win. Here's where things go wrong. You hack together a prototype, maybe using your 3D printer or some off-the-shelf parts, and it functions. Success, right? Well, not so fast. A prototype that works on the bench may hide flaws that only show up later in the real world, like a design that can't be manufactured efficiently at scale, or parts that aren't standard or easily procurable. Those could drive up your costs and risk supply chain issues. Or maybe it's got a finish that just looks a little rough, not something that would appeal to your customers. Or there are custom parts that are manufacturable but aren't designed for longevity, leading to early failures in the field. If you rush through prototyping without planning for the full development process, you could be setting yourself up for costly reworks or production delays, or a product that just doesn't meet expectations. A working prototype doesn't mean a market-ready product. At Emergent Design Labs, we know prototyping is critical, but it's not the whole story. We approach product development holistically, ensuring your product is ready for the real world, not just a demonstration. Before we even build a prototype, we focus on designing for manufacturing, so your product can scale efficiently without costly redesigns. And we focus on using standard and procurable commodity parts to keep costs down and supply chains reliable. We also engineer for longevity, so your product holds up under real-world use. And we craft a polished finish through industrial design choices like colors, textures, and aesthetics. Those will wow your customers. And when we do build your prototype, we focus on balancing the limitations of prototyping and 3D printing with the constraints of your ultimate manufacturing process. So the prototype actually resembles the finished product. We don't just prototype. We develop products that scale and shine. Our process ensures your prototype isn't just a proof of concept. It's a stepping stone to a product that's manufacturable and marketable, something that's built to last. Here's a quick story. One of our clients, an established company, came to us with a prototype that they'd spent months perfecting. And it worked great for testing, but it wasn't ready for market. The parts had been 3D modeled and custom printed for the project with no real consideration to a manufacturing process. So if they'd gone and tried production with this, the production costs would have been sky high, or they would have faced outright manufacturer refusal. We redesigned it for scalable manufacturing using standard components and added a sleek market-ready finish and ensured it was built to last. They launched the product successfully, and it really stood out in the market and stayed profitable. Prototypes test function. Product development ensures appeal, function, and manufacturability. So if you take one thing away from this video, let it be this. Prototyping is one step, not the whole journey. Product development means designing for appeal, performance, and manufacturability from the start. Don't let a working prototype fool you into thinking that you're done. Instead, partner with a full-service product development firm to ensure that your product is ready for market, not just a workbench. Are you ready to develop a product that's built to succeed? Don't start with a prototype, start with a plan. Visit emergentdesignlabs.com to download our free guide. It'll show you the critical steps to take before prototyping to ensure your product scales, lasts, and wows your market. And if you're ready to create something exceptional, we're here to help.